Welcome to Energy Linguist, a sacred space for awakening souls ready to learn how language shapes consciousness and discover what energy has been speaking all along. I am Laura Ahern, the Energy Linguist, a spiritual channel and the founder of Linguistic Consciousness Studies. In this podcast, I share divine transmissions and teach you to decode the language shaping your consciousness so that you can heighten your intuition, claim your calling, and learn to create consciously instead of unconsciously. Take a breath. This is where unconscious creation becomes creative mastery. Hello, and welcome to Energy Linguist Podcast. I am your host, Laura Ahern, the Energy Linguist, and I'm so excited to have you here with me on today's episode as we dive into what qualifies you to be of service in this world. Now, just in saying those words, I can feel a lot rising in the heart chakra, up through the throat, this contraction around, do I deserve to speak? Do I deserve to share, to lead, to inspire? And much of the contraction of the energy that rises is because of the ways we have felt, meaning the ways in which we have emotionally experienced and interpreted our past. Many of us have made mistakes. Raise your hand. If you're one of the humans, one of the spirits, I should say, having a human experience who has made a mistake. Guess what? Every single listener's hand is up, should be up, because mistakes are not optional. They are required. And yes, mistakes we feel big about. A lot of the times it's something that can almost eat us alive. We can have nightmares over. We're so afraid of exposing ourselves and being seen for what we really are because of the ways in which we have judged ourselves based on the pain we've experienced. And it's a challenge. It's a real challenge that we're up against in this human experience. In part, it is why I wrote my book, The True Calling, because within the chapters of my book, I talk about the misidentity that gets created around the pain we've experienced and how we've come to identify ourselves as that pain and as that mistake. So for any of you who feel immediately jarred by this podcast here, please purchase my book, The True Calling, and allow yourself to really work through it in a way that sets you free. What I want you to hear, whether in the pages of that book or on this podcast today, is that you are not your mistakes. In fact, the challenges, the pain, the regret that you have experienced on account of said mistake is the indicator that you are not aligned with that which you've experienced. All experiences have a message within them. They can reveal what ignites us, what brings us joy, what we are meant to do in this world. Or often they can reveal to us circumstances, people, places that maybe we should not be involved with. Maybe we tried something and it didn't work, and the feedback is there for us to be able to gain our wisdom, gain our strength, and persevere. And how you choose to perceive your experience will dictate what you're able to accomplish in this life. And that also means how you are able to serve. Many of you listening to this podcast are made of light in the sense that you are a light worker and you have a unique medicine that is meant to be shared. The reason it's important for you to hear you are light is because so often we have identified ourselves with the most dark experiences of our life. The way that this beautiful brain works as it pertains to our memories is that highly charged emotional experiences bypass that short term memory and start to get categorized in our minds under our long term memory. So, if there is a highly emotionally charged experience you've had in the past, whether you label it as good or bad, it is in the long-term memory because our brain has registered it as something important to remember. Evolutionarily speaking, it is extraordinarily important for us to remember things that have caused us pain because to our system, in our human body, pain equals something wrong. Pain equals death. And so we, in order to survive, need to remember the ways in which we've been hurt so that we know how to manage it and or avoid it the next time so that we can survive. Now, it's in a beautiful system. And we are also in an awakening period in which we are moving from the 3D consciousness of survival into the 5D consciousness of thriving. And in order for us to do that, what is required is for us to start to use our consciousness, to engage with our consciousness. All life forms are connected to infinite intelligence. All of the plants, the animals, the earth, everything you're experiencing in this physical plane is connected to the infinitely intelligent source. And yet, there is something so special about you as a human being. What's different about you is that you are not only connected to the infinite source, you are of it, but you also are a conscious creator. Meaning you can leverage your mind with intentionality to create. It's what we do in our imaginations. So regardless of if you're imagining something detrimental happening to you, or if you're imagining something miraculous happening to you, you are engaging with that creative power. You are a co-creator in creation with God. We can imagine, put things together, re-put them together. And the reason that we're touching on this here is because it is so important for you to realize that you can put the pieces of the puzzle of your life together in a way that empowers you, that creates miracles. Miracles within your own life and miracles for others. You yourself are that miracle. And it's time for you to engage with your power as a conscious creator to start to rewrite your journey so that you can write your future into being, a future that you deeply desire. I am here today to channel this message to you to let you know you are qualified to do whatever it is your soul desires to do on this planet in this lifetime. And I want to speak to each of you who says, but I don't know what I want to do. And just ask you to stop and pause for a moment. What I know about our power is that the greatest piece of you is more intimately connected in your intuition than it is in your intellect. Our intellect says, I must know. I must see the whole path. I must figure it out. While our intuition says, I know, and I don't know what it is, and I don't know where it's going, but there's something big, and it's calling me, and I'm going to seek it by playing with this journey of life, by being curious, by giving things a chance, by getting out of judgment and loving the moment I am in. You are blessed to be free. How do I know you're free? You're free because you have the power to choose for yourself. And even if you're listening and you're perceiving that externally your choices are limited, the choices you can make within yourself are endless. They're infinite. And because of this power, it means nothing outside of you, nothing external to you will ever hold you back from your freedom, if you so choose to engage with the freedom that exists within you. All things that were once invisible were made visible by the internal state through a human imagination. Even if you were chained in shackles, you could choose to manage your mind in a way that created outcomes of miracles in your life. It's extraordinary the power you hold within you. And when you choose in accordance with the love that is in the core of your being, you do naturally create miracles. Not only do you have an extraordinary amount of peace within your being, peace that cannot be stolen by the external world, but you also come to discover that that peace creates fulfillment in your life. It attracts abundance, opportunities, relationships, everything you can imagine first begins from within you. What determines whether you're qualified to lead, to inspire, to share your light, or whether you are not qualified is quite simple, actually. If you are coming from a place of being willing to be refined by your own experiences, then you are qualified. So what do I mean by this? Mistakes actually are our qualification to lead, because mistakes are our great teachers. Our suffering, our pain, our journey, the unbearable that you have overcome is your teacher. And if you so choose to allow yourself to experience it in a way that derives wisdom, that allows you, by your choice, by the choice of you as a conscious creator, to perceive what has happened in your favor as a gift, as a message, as a director, and receive that transformation for yourself first, then you become qualified to share that transformation with others. There are so many people on this planet who are attempting to lead others who they themselves have not first been refined by their own experiences. They have not yet received the medicine that was first meant for them. So often, we are inspired by what divinity has shown us that we forget that the inspiration is first meant for us. It's meant for you to receive for you, so that you can truly benefit and be blessed by it. Only through your willingness to receive, to learn, to get curious, will you then have what is required to lead others. So often we burn ourselves out as empaths because we think our job is to try to fix someone outside of ourselves, to help them, to give to them. Some of the most beautiful souls I've ever met are so drained. They lack so much vitality. They're in chronic pain, much because they have not allowed themselves to receive in their fullness. Instead, they keep giving away the gifts that are coming to them in attempt to help others with them. And your message is this: you cannot help others if you do not first help yourself. And that means the willingness to be refined by your own fires in a way that overflows you with unconditional love from the inside out. So what does this mean? It means the willingness and ability to persevere by looking at your experiences through the light of God, through the light of unconditional love, through the trust in divinity, that all things are divinely orchestrated and happening for you, and that they only truly ever happen for you when you choose to allow it to be so. You can create that belief. You can use your consciousness to perceive what you are going through as your fuel, as your wisdom, as the gift that is meant for you first and foremost, and then is also meant to be shared with others. What qualifies you is your willingness to be transformed, to love yourself enough to allow that to happen so that you can then share it with someone outside of yourself. What's extremely beautiful about the etymology of the word qualified, the core vibration, is it actually means to attribute a quality to. So to be qualified is literally to have to answer the question, what kind are you? And it's an act of definition by nature, not by achievement, but by your essential character. In the modern use of the word qualified, it's kind of drifted towards this earned permission, that you have to have these credentials and these certifications and this external validation. But the opposite is actually true. It's not the external validation. It's your internal validation that determines whether you are qualified. You are qualified because what you are made of, not because what you've done. Whether that what you have done is good or bad is actually irrelevant. It's what you choose that you are made of. And how you choose what you are made of is based on your willingness to engage with your creative source, that creator within you, to choose what you are made of, to choose what your past means about you, what those experiences mean about you, and to claim it for your betterment and the betterment of others. You are not qualified by what you've completed, and you're not disqualified by the mistakes you've made. You're actually qualified because of what you are innately made of, and you are made of light. This is the energetic premise beneath the surface of this, and it's pointing you back to you. So my hope for you today in listening to this episode is that you not only decide that you are qualified to do the thing you desire to do in this world, but that you also discover that what qualifies you is your willingness to first receive, to love yourself enough to give yourself the time to journey, explore, play, be curious, transform. Stop taking life so seriously. Stop being in so much judgment. Stop being so attached to where you think you should be or where you could be, and instead be where you are and receive the abundant wisdom that exists there. Because what I know to be true is that you are eternally loved. Divinity is attempting to bless you in all moments of your life. And only you can choose to say yes to that love. Thank you so much for being here today. I can't wait to be with you again on the next episode of Energy Linguist Podcast. Namaste. Thank you for receiving these messages with an open heart. If you're ready to trust your intuition, read the energy speaking through your life, and claim the calling waiting for you, it's time to begin with the rise. Through the rise, you can become trained in Honorea Reiki, the first sovereign woman-channeled Reiki lineage in history, and receive a full year of healing, mentorship, and community. Visit lauraahern.com/rise to find out more. Everything you need to know is already speaking to you, and I can teach you to translate it. Until next time, trust what you feel, honor what you know, and watch your language It's creating everything.